Hello there, welcome back to Classic Hits Gaming, your home of the three greatest decades of gaming, the 80s, the 90s, and the noughties. This is my first session of Phelios. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name of this game correctly. I've never been able to pronounce the name of this game, but nonetheless, this is the game that I am shining the spotlight on right now on Classic Hits Gaming. So sit back, relax, but as always, and more importantly, enjoy the live stream. Should point out, I'll be playing the Japanese version. It's the front of the box, by the way. I love the artwork. I'll be talking more about the characters and lore of this game in just a moment, so bear with me. This is the back of the box. Once again, I'm playing the Japanese version, so it's all in Japanese. I gotta say though, I actually love Japanese versions of games because I think they actually have far better box art and manuals as well, which I'll actually show you in a moment. So, open it. There you can see the Japanese manual. There's even Namco. I believe they were called Namco at some stage. I mean, that's pretty crazy. It looks like something that you fill in, send away, and you'd get information on upcoming Namco games. All in Japanese. I don't read Japanese. And that's in mint condition. That's mint condition. This is a game that came out in 1990. The Sega Mega Drive version of this game, which I'll speak about in a moment. And it's in mint condition. So I'll put that back in the box while I show you a little bit of the Japanese game manual. And it's in color. Unlike the European / PAL video game manuals, this is in color. And this is absolutely fantastic. That tells the story of the game, but I can't read Japanese, unfortunately. I mean, look at this. I mean, Japanese video game manuals, like comics, man, they really were. I'm so lucky to have a Japanese version of this game, actually. I mean, look at this. So much more detail, so much more color as well, compared to the European and American game manuals as well, telling you how to play the game, talking about all the different power-ups as well. I mean, is that cool? Or is that cool? Spoiler alert. It's cool. So I'm going to put that back into the box. And of course, here is the Japanese cartridge for Phelios. I can't pronounce the name of this game. Hello there, Hina85. Yes, indeed, my friend. I am about to shine a spotlight on this classic game called Phelios. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the game correctly or not. Welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, my friend, which is your home of the three greatest decades of gaming, the 80s, the 90s, and the noughties. As you can see, this is my first session of Phelios. Now, just going to give you a little description of the game. So, it was originally released in 1989 on the Namco System 2 arcade, and a year later on the Sega Mega Drive. Phelios is a vertical scrolling shooter based on Greek mythology. You play as the god of the sun, Apollo, riding on the legendary winged horse Pegasus, who must save his lover Atremis. I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong as well, more than likely I am. Goddess of the moon from the Titan, Typhon. Using your sword, you must blast hordes of enemies, including Medusa herself, across 7 tough stages, which are divided into multiple sections. You can power up your sword as you progress through stages. to give Apollo an advantage over the enemies. How are you, Joseph, my good friend? Welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, your home of the 3 greatest decades of gaming, the 80s, the 90s, and the noughties. This is my first session of Phelios. Great to have you all in the live stream right now. Thank you for taking the time. Oliver there during the live stream. Don't worry, gameplay coming up very soon. You may be wondering, how is Johnny going to play a Japanese version of this game? Well, unfortunately, I'm not playing it on an actual Sega Mega Drive, but instead I'm playing it on this here. I don't know if you can see it. This is one of the Chinese Sega Mega Drive minis. AT Games made this. But what's great about it is, not only does it have a lot of games built into this that you can play right away, but it also has a cartridge slot. You can put in cartridges. Region free. My name is not... Sorry, I pronounced your name correctly. I cannot pronounce... I can't pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. Can I just call you 85? I'm so sorry. Same from the Republic of Ireland, and I can't pronounce that name. I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. So let's get stuck in. I'm going to blow the cartridge because that's what you do. It's what old school gamers do. They blow. Oh, it also has, if it wasn't good enough that you could play region-free cartridges, it also has slots for the original Sega Mega Drive controllers as well. So don't worry too much about the hardware that I'm playing this on. All that matters is the game. I was delighted to be able to show you the Japanese version with the Japanese manual as well. I'm just going to check the video quality of the live stream, so just please bear with me. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It sounds like hyena. So, like, I'm so sorry. Why what? Kind of confused now. Anyway, sorry that I didn't pronounce your name correctly. It looks like hyena. Hyena. I'm not very good at pronouncing words, okay? I apologize. Anyway. Oh yeah, I have a wireless Sega Mega Drive controller that came with this as well. So without further ado, let's boot up the game. Namco for Sega Mega Drive. Thankfully, once upon a time, when Pegasus was flying the only princess, Atremis, she was seized by Typhon. The Titan Typhon. I love the soundtrack of this game. She was in Typhon's temple. Changed into rock by Medusa. The brave Apollon, I don't know why it says Apollon, he rode Pegasus to save her. Pretty sure his name is Apollo. Atremis is sleeping. So it's handy that even though this is a Japanese version, the text is in English as well, which is really, really handy. Love that. 1988, the year I was born in. Press start. So you actually have a choice. You can play novice or you can play advanced. Now, I don't know if this is correct. I think because you're playing the Japanese version, I don't know why the text is in English anyway. It says novice chapter 1 to 41, and it says advanced chapter 1 to 71. I doubt very much there's 7. I think that's 17. I think for whatever reason the text is backwards, right? So I think there's actually 14 chapters in the novice mode, and there's 17 chapters in advanced. I can't see there being 71 chapters. So I'm actually going to choose advanced. But before I do that, I'm just going to check the live chat. I'm going to do this quite often because YouTube doesn't really... YouTube doesn't care. YouTube does not care. So YouTube will just not show a comment. So I'm going to have to keep on refreshing the live chat in order to get around that. I am from Poland. You're from Poland. Hello, my Polish friend. So boring. Okay. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but you can leave at any time. So you're also entitled. You're entitled to your opinion, and you're also entitled to leave this live stream whenever you want. But your input, your feedback is very much appreciated. So you can see I am flying the legendary winged horse Pegasus. Vertical shooter. It is quite a difficult game. Fun game, nonetheless. As you can see, it is your typical fast-paced, fun, arcadey shooter. If you're looking to escape the blight that is modern gaming, this is the perfect kind of game to play. And if you feel like you're a skilled gamer, if you feel you can handle yourself in games like Elden Ring, Dark Souls games, you know, this will be the perfect classic game to start off with, really. So you can see I'm powering up my sword as I go along the stage. You know, we need more games like this. Not every game has to be extremely cinematic or ultra realistic, or have, you know, Keanu Reeves in it. I love Keanu Reeves passionately, but my point is, you know, it's nice just to not have every game so AAA blockbuster. You know, it's okay to have games that are not as big. What is this game's name? So if you actually read the title of the video, live stream, sorry, you will clearly see that it's called Phelios. I mightn't be able to pronounce it, but I have made it very clear what the name of this game is. Apollo has fallen off, Pegasus. So yeah, once again, tough game. So I actually have the original arcade version. Well, no, I didn't actually buy it. Did I buy it? I did buy it. I bought it on Switch. And I think I also bought it on the PlayStation as well. I had the original arcade version as part of the arcade archives. Is anyone aware of the arcade archives? There's a shit ton of arcade archives games on modern console stores, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and one of the games there is this game, the original arcade version. I was going to play it, but I mean, I played the Mega Drive version first, so I kind of wanted to honor my childhood, basically. And we're heading into Medusa's temple. Yeah, tough game. The tip is to charge your sword, really. And to get good. There's Medusa. You know what? She terrified me as a kid. She terrifies me to this day. Good old Medusa. So I like the fact that the game has like Greek mythology. this game introduced me to Greek mythology. It wasn't my school, because I was actually, would have been like in primary school at the time. I don't even think we were talking about Greek mythology in primary school. So for all those teachers and, you know, everyone else in authority that were like, video games are bad for you, well, fuck you, because I actually learned Greek mythology in a video game. So take that. Is that a boss? It is. Thank you for subscribing as well, actually, yeah. Much appreciated. Let me subscribe back to you. Save me. Quick. I will. Of course I'll save you. That's why I'm here. Death Dungeon Chapter 2. So this game originally released in 1989 and a year later in 1990. So yeah, classic game. I stream games from the That's a Modern Fake Mega Drive. It is. And you know, I'm glad you spotted that, and I'm glad that you called me out on that, actually. You are correct. Unfortunately, I have the Japanese version of this game, and it doesn't play on my PAL Sega Mega Drive. I do have a Sega Mega Drive. Here we go. Let me just show you that there. That's an actual Sega Mega Drive. So at least there's some Sega Mega Drive in this live stream. But yeah, I have the Japanese version of the game. So my only option was to play this on my Chinese bootleg Sega Mega Drive. But you know what though, it is pretty good though, because it has all these built-in emulations, which I paid for, unlike those scummy pirates. But you can also put in any region cartridge, like I'm doing right now. So yeah, fake Mega Drive. I'm sorry. Fake Mega Drive. I do apologise. How are you keeping anyway, nonetheless? Thank you for dropping by the live stream, MK Arcade. You're very welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, your home of the three greatest decades of gaming, the 80s, the 90s, and the noughties, for my first session of this game here, Phelios, if I'm announcing it correctly. Emulation-based bakery. Get an action replay. It plays all regions. No, I'm not really into the whole emulation. Look, the only thing that matters in this live stream, my friend, is the game, and of course you'll have the people taking the time to watch it. It's not so much about the hardware that I'm playing it on. It doesn't really matter as much as most people would care about. I don't really care personally. That's just me. I just don't care. Yeah. So we're going to continue playing. Thank you very much. But thank you so much, sir, for taking the time to drop by the live stream. You know, video games were really tough back in the day. It's interesting to see modern gamers react to games like Dark Souls, Souls games like Elden Ring, and be all like, wow, this game is so challenging compared to games I used to play. Because modern gaming really became so accessible, so easy. They really started making video games easy. So when they started to actually play actual difficult games, like Dark Souls, modern gamers are like, wow, this is really tough. But what the modern gamers don't realise is that was the norm back in the day. That was the norm in the 80s and the 90s and even the early 90s. You know? But in particular, late 80s, early 90s. Games like this were standard. Like, they were really tough. You only had a certain amount of continues and lives. Yeah, this was the norm back in the day. It really was. I'm going to have to keep on checking the live chat because YouTube just being YouTube, really. I'll have to kind of do it like every few minutes. It's annoying. Sometimes like YouTube freezes or something. I mean, I know it's cold here in Ireland, like, but holy fuck. So yeah, I would have had this game on Sega Mega Drive as a kid. It's always nice to be able to play a game that I actually played as a kid growing up that I can relate to. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit. Take a sip of my water. I don't want to make it too loud though. So I hope everyone is having a great day, by the way. Now these things remind me of chickens. Or turkeys at least. I got lucky there. Really lucky there. And into the dungeon I go. God, if this game got a remake, I'd love it. You see, it annoys me to see games like RE4 getting a remake. But you very rarely see games that came out like in the very early... Well, technically this game came out in the late 80s. Came out in 1989 originally. You wouldn't see much games in the 80s getting remade. I mean, this game could really benefit with modern hardware. Do you know what I mean? Like all the special effects, the lighting, all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't need Keanu Reeves starring as Apollo. You know? No offense to... I mean, I love Keanu Reeves. Getting tough now. So even though I am playing this game on a quote-unquote fake Sega Mega Drive, at least the game is original. I'm playing the original hardware, so it's actually not an emulated version. I'm actually playing the original physical Japanese version of this game. So I'm glad with that at least. I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. I love that show. It's the only kind of... Is that reality TV? Would I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here qualify as reality TV? I don't know. But it's the only type of show like within that like genre that I actually love to watch. Yeah, I love I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here. For my international viewers, it's... But I think it's only available like in the UK and Ireland. Basically, they get a bunch of celebrities. Well, depending on what you consider a celebrity, like, really. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't mean any disrespect to the contestants. But, like, just to get it out of the way, you're not going to see Tom Cruise there or anything. So, but they basically go into the jungle. They do all these trials. Eating kangaroo balls. Yes. And climbing high things to grab stars so they can eat kangaroo arse for the night. It's true, by the way. Look it up. I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here. I look at this here. And I'm going to say something that may just shock people that know me. But I'm actually rooting for and I'm actually a fan of a woman called Maura Higgins, who was in Love Island. Now, I wouldn't watch Love Island if you paid me. But she's fucking hilarious. I feel like I had the same like humor and just overall fucking personality and behavior as her. She's very funny. Because there was one trial. Well, it wasn't a trial. It was a task they had to do. So the camp was split into two. There was like a luxury camp and the basic bones camp, right? But the luxury camp had to lie to the other camp, saying, "Oh, we're actually in a terrible camp. We're not getting any food and all that, right?" But they were lying. They had the best of food and everything else. And all the rest of them were feeling bad. "Oh, God, I feel so bad. God, I feel..." Because, for instance, right, the main camp felt bad, thinking that they were living in shit conditions, so they actually gave them some of their food, even though they had, like, the best of food. And most of the people in that camp were like, "God, I feel so bad." Mara Higgins was skitting her balls laughing, like, she's like, "I don't feel bad." That would be me, like. I wouldn't give a shit, like, I find it funny. But anyway, yeah. Mara Higgins has got a new fan. Yeah, this is a tough boss, actually. It's tough when you spend more time talking about fucking Amos Levy getting me out of here than you actually do of playing the game. I apologise. Again, I'm going to keep checking the live chat because it's fucking annoying that YouTube does that from time to time. Yeah. This is a great game, though. I'm so glad I finally managed to stream this game, actually, on this channel. It's a top-notch game, and I just couldn't praise it enough, to be honest with you. Top-notch. So with these kind of games, these kind of shooters, vertical, top-down, side-scroll shooter, whichever, you really have to find the enemy pattern and figure it out. So I think what it is you basically have to find a way to remain within the... Oh, God. But basically, don't get a game over screen is the strategy here. Yeah. But you have to kind of try to dodge in between the projectiles. You know, the design of the enemies as well remind me a little bit of Bayonetta. I think if anyone was to bring back this game, even though Namco are still around, and they probably more than likely still own the rights to this game, so what I'm actually about to say makes no sense, but I think if there was any company that would do a good job making a modern Phelios, or however it's pronounced, it would actually be Platinum Games. But Namco are still around. They still make games. I just streamed this game recently enough. When I say recently, no, I don't mean that recently, right? But I remember streaming this game. But the good thing about Classic Gaming is, I remember like when I was Green Hill Gaming, and I was mostly streaming modern games, and I would like, from time to time, I'd pull out a classic game, and I wouldn't go back to it. But now I can just put all my attention on these games, and give them the attention they actually fucking deserve as well, more importantly, because, like, fucking Concord doesn't deserve my attention, even though it's cancelled. So it's so funny. I was on Reddit earlier, and I was checking messages that didn't even realize I had, and one of them was from the Concord servers, right? Concord servers, and I must have left a comment. I don't know what I said, but I know for a fact that I wasn't like being offensive in any way. I was leaving constructive criticism to the developers, and they blocked me. You're blocked. And I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, who's blocked now, motherfuckers? You don't need to have a job. And there is no Concord. Concord being blocked. So fuck you. Or banned or something, whatever the fuck, same thing. So I thought that was quite funny. But as the video game industry is in dire straits, like, and anyone who's in denial, I feel sorry for the people that are in denial, really. I feel sorry. No, I really do, genuinely and truthfully feel sorry for those people. And I'm not saying that in a kind of sarcastic, kind of like condescending way. I genuinely feel sorry for them. Because they have no idea how, well, the thing is they do have an idea, but they're just choosing to be in denial, like, about it. Like, video game industry is in dire straits, anyone who doesn't accept and realise and get that Concord being a flop is humongous, there's no saving those people. There's no point in me sitting here trying to explain that to people, you know? It was literally a game that Sony invested so much in it that they literally bought the fucking studio that made the game. They set that game up as their next big PS5 release. You know? Think about that, like. Tough boss, lads. Really tough. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. Lads, I was on YouTube last night, and do you ever just have a situation where the algorithm just starts recommending this random shit to you? But it wasn't bad as such, but just extremely random and fucking spooky random. It started talking about the universe and like the meaning of the universe, almost like the meaning of life and God and different levels of consciousness. And I'm not even joking, man. It was like the most weirdest fucking shit ever, man. I'm actually convinced I actually went into a trance watching the fucking thing. Seriously, man, talking about like the fabric of reality and fucking just all different like consciousness and just mental shit, man. But I found it very interesting. Just wanted to share that. It was weird shit, though. It was absolutely weird shit. Like 5 signs to see if you've been chosen by the universe or chosen by God. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I don't want to find that shit out. I don't want to wake up tomorrow morning and find out I'm the fucking reincarnation of Jesus Christ. I can't handle that burden. I have enough burdens to be fucking handling. But yeah, you'd be surprised what algorithms recommend to you. This game could do with some kind of invincibility power up. But look, this is weird. This is how games were back in the day. Look at this. This is how video games rolled. And there we go. This is game over. That's what video games were like in the late 80s, early 90s. There was no save your game. Do you know what I mean? It was just a certain amount of lives, a certain amount of continues. And if you ran out of them, it's game over, folks. And it's back to the start of the game. And that's just the way it was. And you just had to get on with it, really. You know? That's why it's interesting to see modern gamers kind of like react to games like Dark Souls and say, wow, this is really difficult, because they hadn't experienced a difficulty like that prior to them gaming. But the thing is, what they don't realise is long before they were born, more than likely, this was a standard of gaming. You know, everyone talks, the modern gamers talk about the Souls games now non-stop, but this was the standard before they were even born. So let's go again. I'm not going to do novice. No, I'm not a novice. I don't like the word novice. If I said normal, I would go for it. But I don't like to be called a novice when I'm playing a video game. Maybe I'm old enough and ugly enough, you know, a gamer, not to be fucking called a novice gamer. If I was a fucking fresh-faced fucking 10-year-old, you know, coming off a session of fucking Fortnite, fair enough. Maybe I'll be a novice to this game. But no. I ain't no novice. I ain't no novice. Do you know what's interesting though? I actually have faith that a game like this could get some kind of remake, remaster, or even a re-release. Although it did get a re-release actually on the Arcade Archives, because Limited Run Games did a fucking re-release of Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Ghoul Patrol. So there's a possibility, although I'm not going nowhere near Limited Run Games. Holy fuck, I'd be on my deathbed by the time the fucking game actually arrives. And seriously, they actually like take money off you. They actually like they put the product on sale before it's even manufactured. That's mental. Seriously, just takes so long. I don't know if it takes that long if you're living in America. I don't really know how it goes. Actually, no, it does. It makes no. It has no bearing because the product hasn't been manufactured. Yes, it will be delivered quickly if you're living in America, obviously. But like the time it takes for them to actually fucking manufacture the thing to the point where it can be fucking shipped is insane. It's absolutely insane. So if there is going to be some kind of classic kind of collection, or there isn't a collection, just one game, but if they decided to bring this back anyway, like there's still faith. My point is, like, Zombies Ate My Neighbors was far from it was far, like, it wasn't exactly a mass success. It wasn't exactly a critical success. I'd say it has more of a cult following than anything else. But if that game can come back into the spotlight, I'm very confident that a game like Phelios, or however the fuck it's pronounced, can come back into the spotlight as well. And I'd love if it actually did. I'm just going to check the live stream again because YouTube just doesn't like play by the fucking rules, unfortunately, because they're gobshites. It doesn't happen as much when I'm streaming from. I just know what the next game. I don't care if this is a spoiler. I don't care if this is a spoiler, but the next game I stream on Classic Hits Gaming is going to have to be streamed directly from my PlayStation because I'm getting sick of this now. To be honest, you know, it's easier because I can just check my phone and all I have to do is just fucking refresh the fucking stream. It's easier that way than it is, but no. So yeah, that's basically a bit of a giveaway, you know. But I think it's vague enough to keep things suspenseful as for what is next on Classic Hits Gaming. I can talk about what's next on Classic Hits Gaming because this is going to be a session-based game. So with arcade games, like they're not exactly the longest games in the world. Even if I made it to all the end of the chapters, like it's not exactly a humongous game. I do have a few ideas of what games I want to stream next that can all be streamed from my console. Oh, I was literally about 2 seconds away from getting a checkpoint there. It's so sad to see the state of Mortal Kombat. And it's bizarre that people are like, but Johnny, Ghostface is in the game. And I'm like, but I can just watch Scream. Do you know what I mean? Like, Ghostface is not Mortal Kombat. Ghostface is not Shinnok. You know, Ghostface isn't an actual good story. Ghostface isn't Conquest mode brought back. Ghostface is Ghostface. Yes, it's crazy to see a fighter like Ghostface in Mortal Kombat. I haven't touched Mortal Kombat. I have not touched Mortal Kombat in, I'd say, months now. And I have no intention of touching Mortal Kombat. I'm done with Mortal Kombat, and it pains me to say that because it's literally one of the first video games I ever played. But I'm not going to lie to myself any longer with that game. I'm not going to force myself to like Mortal Kombat. I don't care about the statistics. Apparently, though, if we did want to go down the road of statistics, apparently there's actually more Mortal Kombat 11 players than Mortal Kombat 1 players. So there's a statistic for people who have their heads buried in the sand. But it doesn't feel like Mortal Kombat to me anymore. And it pains me to say it. And I think there's a lot of people within the development team that have been giving a lot of responsibility that maybe they shouldn't have been given, really. And I think a lot of those people don't even understand the series that they're actually working on, to the point where, I mentioned this yesterday, the point where you have a Tanya Mortal Kombat 2 skin, which makes no sense. You also have, like, Ermac Mortal Kombat movie skin. I'm like, he wasn't even in the fucking movie. Like, what are you doing? Like, there's plenty of Ermac skins throughout the fucking series that would make a lot more sense in the game. And it also would have made more sense to have a Tanya Mortal Kombat 4 skin, because that's the game she debuted in, not Mortal Kombat 2. So I feel like the people that are doing this, the people that are designing these skins, I think they have absolutely no idea what they're doing. I think that there must be really young gamers, or just gamers who didn't really play Mortal Kombat growing up, and they are not only working on the game, but I think they've been giving responsibility to the point where they're actually designing these fucking skins. It's terrible. Ed Boon, you have to have a word. You have to have a word. He's like the fucking foreman. You know, literally, he is. And he's apprenticeships then, like, are just coming up with all these shitty ideas. And I think Ed Boon, no, he needs to have a word. He needs to have a word with his apprentices. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do next, because they've done their reboots. They've done their restart time. They've done all this. They went back in time. They've had different eras, different fucking timelines, fucking past meets present, all that kind of crap. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? I'm telling you. Anyway, look, I have my classic Mortal Kombat. I'm happy enough with that. But I feel like I'm done with modern Mortal Kombat. The same way I feel like I'm almost done with modern Resident Evil. I feel they have one more chance to convince me, and that is Resident Evil 9. If I play a Resident Evil 9 and I feel like, right, this feels like a Resident Evil game, then I'm happy enough to continue with the series. If Capcom, have a series to continue, I'm happy enough. If I play it, and you know what? The story is going to amaze me. I know that for a fact. I don't think there's been any Resident Evil game where I haven't been left impressed with the story. I always love a good story in Resident Evil, and I don't think that's about to change anytime soon. So I do feel like I'm going to come away from Mortal Kombat, or sorry, from Resident Evil 9 feeling very impressed with its story. But as far as gameplay though, will it deliver on gameplay? Like, I don't care if there's a fucking cool weapon in the game, or like if it has this cool mechanic where you can if it's not Resident Evil, then I'm not interested. It has to feel like Resident Evil. Like, surely they can do a modern fixed camera angles, modern tank controls. Surely. Like, why would that be an impossibility though? Really though, why? Oh shit. It's actually a tough game, it really is. I see the trailer to the new Sonic 3 trailer is doing very well in terms of views compared to the new Lion King. I don't know why people are having a go at the new Lion King though. I mean, you can watch both movies and you can enjoy both movies. Chill, you know what I mean? I don't think the Sonic 3 movie is going to flop. People need to chill, like, stop making everything so competitive, like, movie wars. See, that's what happens when you bring video games. That's what happens when you bring video games, right, into the cinema. Like, when you start making movie adaptations of games, the console war mentality comes in, and all of a sudden you've got like Sonic versus the Lion King. Just enjoy all movies, for God's sake. Just watch them both. But no, it's doing very well here, apparently. It's I think it's like 5.9 million in one day views, and I think Lion King had like 5.7 million views in a week or something like that. But people are all like, I actually posted it myself on Facebook, but like, that was more of just like nice to see the movie doing well already, like, before it's even released. But it's already, I mean, the Sonic movie series, which is crazy to think actually, because it actually is a series now, I don't think it needs to gain the trust of the fans. The fans have loved the first movie, they love the second movie. Although I personally, I don't know if it was because I was tired or in a bad mood, but I personally felt like the second movie dragged out a bit. No, again, that could have just been whatever mood I was in watching it. But I'll watch it again, leading up to the third movie. I'll probably end up watching the first and second movie, like, just to kind of recap things, kind of hype myself up for the release of the third movie. I didn't even watch the trailer. I don't really like watching trailers to things anymore because I don't want to see too much. Like I know it's Sonic. I know Shadow's in it. I don't need any more information. Like, I'm a fan of Sonic. I've seen the first two movies. I enjoyed them. I know enough about Sonic 3. Like, I see people already like taking screenshots of the fucking movie and talking about Super Sonic and Super Shadow, and like, why would you want to do that before you even watch the movie? Because then, like, what's the incentive of actually watching the movie if you know what's going to happen? That's a strange one, isn't it? Where's your actual incentive to watch the movie if you've spoiled the movie? Now, to tell you one thing though, these Nintendo fanboys / gamers in general who are like, when's the Switch 2 going to be revealed? They make me laugh. Honestly, man, they just every day, man, they're on Reddit, man. Will it get revealed today? I think it's going to be revealed at the Game Awards, and I just shut up and sit down and wait. And more importantly, remind yourselves what Nintendo themselves said. You know, the company is actually making this video game system. They clearly said that we, Nintendo, will reveal the successor to the Nintendo Switch by March of next year. That's a couple of months away. We're almost into December now. So what's that? January, February, March. 3 months. Almost 3 months away. Just wait. There's your reveal. It's going to be revealed by the end of March. That's all you need to know. I mean, they're non-stop, man. But see, a lot of them are looking for clicks. They're looking for clout, internet clout. They're looking for clicks, you know, views and subs and all that kind of shit, right? That's all they're interested in. Oh, did you hear about the rumor? You know, so just stop. Stop it. You know, they need to stop. It's funny, but I can tell you one thing though. I would practically bet my life that the successor to the Switch will not be revealed at the Game Awards, because Nintendo are going to want to do it themselves. They're going to want to have their own space, their own time, because the thing is, everything is controlled by Jeff Keighley. Jeff Keighley has to say on everything. He does. He designs and puts together the trailers, how long they're going to be, when it's going to be shown. He has complete control. Nintendo are not going to have Jeff Keighley controlling the reveal of the successor to the Switch. I can guarantee you that. It's not going to happen. And even if it was a case where Jeff Keighley was like, okay, Nintendo, you've got full control to use this platform to reveal a console. No, because not everyone watches the Game Awards. And also Nintendo would have to get people to watch it. Like when Nintendo revealed the NX, I think early that morning, they put on social media saying, tune in later today to see what's next for Nintendo. So everyone knew what was happening. They knew that there was going to be a reveal. They're not just going to expect everyone to watch the Game Awards and then reveal their console. Because what happens if people didn't? Okay, they can watch it on YouTube the following day, but it wouldn't be the same thing. Nintendo would want to have full domain over their reveal of their hardware. They wouldn't just let an American it's Canadian actually, Canadian guy, you know, that appeals to an American audience, revealing their console. It's not going to happen that way. I can guarantee you. There's no point in me sitting there saying, oh, well, when do I think it'll be revealed? I'll tell you when I think it'll be revealed. By March of next year, which Nintendo very clearly said. Like, it's just daft that people just can't listen to the source. They're like children. Like, I mean, you know what? Nintendo fanboys don't do themselves any fucking favors, because they actually act like the biggest fucking children in the video game industry. You know, they really fucking do. It's like, well, I don't care what Nintendo says. I don't like what they say. It doesn't make me happy. I want them to be revealed before March, and they want to to be revealed at the Game Awards. And some fucker on Reddit said it will be revealed, so it's going to be revealed. Just shut up. The only thing I would say is because people are getting so obsessed with when they're going to reveal this, and hardly anyone is talking about how they're going to reveal this. What's the marketing going to be like? What's the advertising going to be like? What's the campaign going to be like? The slogan? What's going to be the unique selling point of this thing? What's going to be the tagline? What's the incentive to buy this? What's it going to be like? Are we going to have another Wii U situation all over again where Nintendo failed to communicate to their fan base, to their audience, what this device is and what separates it from the previous console? Like, is that going to happen? Is that something that we're going to have to fucking contend with? But the thing is, though, the current Nintendo president came out a good while back now, to be fair. I think it was a couple of years ago, actually. And he said that they're very aware of that situation. They're very aware that, like, if you have to expect failure, he said, something like that. You have to acknowledge failure. There's always a chance that your console will fail. So this current Nintendo president is actually aware of that, so it's good to know that. I think all Nintendo need to do is what they've been doing now for a good number of years. And really, even when they were playing with power, even with the NES and the SNES and the N64 and GameCube, when specs were really their bread and butter, but obviously, like, they did create innovation along the way because we had 3D gaming. You had the additional shoulder buttons on the Super Nintendo. You obviously had, like, the games as well. Hello, like, Nintendo's bread and butter is their games, obviously, as well. So you got the games like Ocarina of Time and, Super Mario 64, and of course the Super Mario Bros. Series, Zelda, Metroid, you name it. Obviously, that's their bread and butter as well. Like, their bread is their were their specs, and their butter games. They're still left with the butter. And what the fuck am I talking about? Bread and butter. Jesus Christ. But the thing is, they're just gonna have to do what they always do, and is their thing is delight and surprise. They're gonna have to delight and surprise and give people that magic feeling of, this is something I've never experienced before. Like, there was something really magical about being able to play a console quality game, like an open world Zelda game, in the comfort of my bed. That was something I'd never experienced before. It did delight, it did surprise, and it was magical. Even though they completely abandoned the fucking HD Rumble technology, early on, playing games like 1-2 Switch, like, being able to, like, fucking, like, get the sensation of counting, like, fucking marbles in your hand, and milking a cow. Oh god, I just got a memory. In today's context, it's just like, okay, sorry, but Jesus Christ, I need to drink some water. Mother of Christ. But yeah, they're gonna have to just do what they always do. If they just come out there and say, Switch 2, bigger screen, better resolution, slightly better graphics, better battery life, here's an extra button that does this, I honestly think that is going to be very fucking lackluster, I think. Because people look to Nintendo to give them something different, to give them something that is different to what the competitors are doing. But if they deliver something that is not that different from what they've themselves done the previous year, I don't know, I just think they're really letting themselves in for a possible disaster, really. I think they could play it way too safe if they do that. It'll be the Switch Pro that everyone was banging on about for years. It'll just be a Switch Pro. That's what it'll be. If they just completely, go down that road of, let's just give you a better Switch. it's going to end up like the Switch Pro. But it's a strange one. I'm kind of scared now, because what if Nintendo are looking at PlayStation and Xbox and saying, well, if PlayStation could just do PS2, PS3, PS4, and PS5 and just give better specs, although PS5 went beyond specs actually, because it had the innovative DualSense controller, next to no loading times, and 3D audio. See, that's the thing, and they need to be careful. PlayStation actually learned, finally, better late than never, that you can't just rely on specs alone. So I hope that Nintendo don't just say, oh, we just call it Switch 2 and have slightly better graphics and better screen and everyone will go out and buy it because that's what they do with PlayStation. I hope that they don't have that mentality. I really fucking hope. But that wouldn't be Nintendo, because Nintendo march to the beat of their own drum. They always do things differently. So I do think that there has to be something that is very different, very new, that will delight and surprise gamers, and it'll feel like magic. I think that's the only way that this console can excite people, like genuinely excite people. Shinjuku Cafe, my good friend, welcome to Classic Hits Gaming. Just for you, my friend, the Japanese version of Phelios. I don't know if I'm actually playing it correctly. I fucking love Japanese box art. And more importantly, man, I love the manuals. I really do. They're so much better than the Western manuals, the American and European, because of colour. It has colour, but not just colour. Not just colour. I can't open the fucking thing now. Not just colour, but so much detail. Just so much detail. It's like a comic. I love it. You could probably read this now. I have no idea what any of that says. Please tell me you are Japanese. It would be so embarrassing if you ended up being like Chinese or something. That is Japanese, isn't it? Please, it's Japanese. Hello to you nonetheless anyway. Welcome to Classic Hits Gaming. As you notice, your home of the three greatest decades of gaming, the 80s, the 90s, and the noughties, for my first session of Phelios, or whatever the hell it's pronounced. I don't even know how it's pronounced. I can't pronounce this game. It's a tough game, but it's a fun game, and it's really arcadey. It's exactly what you'd want, you know, when you drop by, you know, a channel called Classic Hits Gaming. This is exactly the kind of game you would expect to see. And I've been talking a lot now, haven't I? So let's get back into the game. So yeah, top down, vertical shooter. I used to love these games growing up. Even like the R-Type games as well. R-Type, Gradius. What was the other one as well? There was a good few arcade shooters in the 90s. But I love all kind of ones. Side-scrollers, vertical shooters. Oh, I like the one as well. I forget the name of it, but I think Namco also made this one. It's a top-down shooter. They actually released it on the Nintendo 3DS. The 3D. What did I call it again? The 3D Classic 3D Classics, I think it was called. But the 3D effect of looking down, the depth, like of the height, the sense of height. Oh my god, they pulled it off very well. You know, I still think when it comes to the success to the Switch, I really think they might play around with like augmented reality / holographic technology, or a combination of both, to kind of have like the Nintendo kind of touch to it. But they also might mess around with artificial intelligence from the point of view of like character AI, like basically like being able to like chat to the AI. I don't mean AI as in like let's just get the AI to make the entire game. No, I don't mean that. But the fun side of AI, you know. I think it'd be interesting, but I just can't see Nintendo just releasing like a Switch 2 that doesn't really do anything else other than, you know, better graphics. If they do decide to go the road of just better graphics, then it's gonna have to be a fucking powerhouse. It's gonna have to be PS5 level of fucking specs in order for people to really get on board with that. Because if it's just gonna be it's rumored to be like PS4 Pro type specs, which to be honest, like we got a PS5 Pro now, so that's not going to be enough for people to just go out and buy a Switch 2. Do you know what I'm saying? They can just buy a Steam Deck. I know apparently Sony are working on their own handheld as well, so Nintendo definitely can't just rely on slapping a 2, you know, onto the Switch logo and have slightly better graphics. They're going to have to go more. They're going to have to go big or go home, you know? What the saying is. And I was talking to a friend about this actually recently. If you look at the state of the state of the gaming industry right now, like modern gaming, if Nintendo dropped the ball, that ball is going to shatter what is left of this already crumbling video game industry. Because Nintendo are the only ones that are doing things right now. If I do say it, if I can say it without being accused of being a fucking Nintendo fanboy. Because they're the only video game company where their games can only be played on their hardware, and they're selling extremely well. The software is selling extremely well. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like 67 million copies sold. Not just remasters, we all know remasters, remakes sell well, but also there are brand new games or new IPs are selling well into their millions, 10, 20 million, we're talking here, for these brand new games, right? Their hardware is selling very well as well. I find it hilarious that Sony came out recently and said, actually, we sold 160 million. So fuck you, Nintendo. I fucking love that. So, yeah, they're the only company that are actually doing things right, if you ask me. So if they drop the ball with their next hardware, it's going to have a ripple effect. It's going to have an absolute ripple effect. You can kiss goodbye to what's left of the video game industry. I am telling you for a fact, if Nintendo drop that ball. Like, it won't be a case of like, oh, Nintendo will leave the console, but no. There will be no video game industry. It'll be done. It'll have like a reverse effect of the original video game crash, because the original video game crash was cured by Nintendo. The second great video game crash could go into full effect because of Nintendo. Now, history does have a habit of repeating itself in very strange ways, so who knows? And obviously I wouldn't want that to happen, but it's very likely. Well, I wouldn't say it's very likely, but it's possible. Sorry, I wouldn't use the term very likely, but it's definitely possible. Just gonna check the live chat again. I know, I just think I just did it like 2 minutes ago, but like YouTube just doesn't want to. My next game is definitely going to be streamed on console on PlayStation. Should be happy to know. And I wonder, does CEX take game? I actually would trade this in just to find out, would they actually take Sega Mega Drive games? How much would this be worth? Like, this is a mint condition Japanese Sega Mega Drive game. I've never seen something in mint condition. Can we just admire my box? Can we admire Johnny's box? Please. Admire my box. This is mint condition, lads. There isn't a scratch on this box. This is like something you would literally you would go into a shop at. Nah, this is I'm actually simping over this right now. This is perfect. I've never actually taken the time to actually like look at this. That is mint. Mint condition, man. What does mint? Where does mint come from? Mint is a plant. Mint is a refreshment. But even this thing, even the thing you send away for, and that is warehouse quality, man. That's out of the warehouse. Obviously, it's been opened, but fuck me, man. That is just insanely like. I'll have to look into that actually. I'll have to look into how much it actually is. So I mentioned CEX. You mightn't be aware of what. If you're not like from the UK, you mightn't be aware of what CEX actually is. CEX. I'm trying to fucking put this box back. Okay. CEX is a video game retailer, but they sell like used games. But you'll see a lot of. It's weird though because you see a lot of like Super Nintendo games and PlayStation games, but they don't. For whatever reason, they don't seem to do Sega Mega Drive games. But what would happen if they actually brought it into them though? Like they have to get the game somewhere. So what would happen if I just said, "Hey, look, I have this game here. How much money would you give me for it?" But they don't. They won't have it. The thing is, though, it's not on their system though, so it's a strange one. But the thing is, how did they get a game on their system though? My head is confused now. This is not new. But how would that work though? Like, who was the first person to bring in a Super Nintendo game into CEX? How did it appear on the system? This is a chicken, the chicken or the egg problem here, no, like, which came first? How did it appear on the system? The only way it can be on the system is if someone actually brings the game into the shop. Oh, I'm struggling here, lads. That says chapter 12, that's weird. That's saying chapter, that's not chapter 12. I think it's chapter 1 of 2 or something like that. Oh, that's what it probably is. So it's chapters, I don't know. I'm confused. And I hope you're all having a great day. And I hope you're enjoying the first session of Phelios. Oh. He knocked me off. Well, finally, 10 years later, Johnny makes it back into the dungeon. I think I might do a poll. I think I might bring back the poll. But you know what, though? Bringing things back is nice, but I also want to introduce something. So I want to do something different for Classic Hits Gaming every now and again. I don't want to fall into a comfortable routine where like people expect the same thing. I don't want that to happen. I want to excite people. But the thing with a poll though is from time to time I do want people's input. So if you're watching this, if you have any recommendations for a classic game, and hopefully I have it. If not, you know what? I'm willing to order it, providing it isn't like fucking €200 online or something. If you have a request, let me know in the live chat right now. In fact, I'll make it official and I'll put it on a community post and I'll just say, let me know your recommendations. and I will pick 4 of them at random, and then you can vote for those 4 games. Is that fair enough? Because the thing is, if I just ask people for recommendations, I could share the first 4 recommendations. That's what I could do. The first 4 recommendations will be put into a poll, and you can vote. Yes, that's what I'll do. So that's what I'm going to do. That's actually what I am going to do next on Classic Hits Gaming, because I don't actually have any game in my head that I really want to play. Sometimes, most of the time, I'll be honest with you, it's a game that I really want to play, that I really want to stream. But look, all of you people are taking the time out of your day to join my live streams. You could be doing anything with your time. So I have to give my time back. I have to give back to you. So I have to allow you to come up with a game. You know what I mean? So I have to give back. So there's a game that you want to see streamed. That's my way of giving back to you. So if you're watching this and you want to comment a request for a game, let me know in the live chat. And what I'll do, the first 4, well, you haven't made it official yet. So, okay, so actually wait until I make it official, actually. Sorry. I'm confusing people now. Wait until I do that community post. I'll do it tonight. I'll do a community post. I'll ask people to leave their requests. The 4 first requests, if I get 4, some people just don't comment, that's fine. If I do get 4 requests, if I don't, it's gonna make things really uncomfortable. But hopefully I'll get 4 people coming up with a request, and look, then I'll put that into a poll, and you can vote, and whatever game gets the most votes will win, basically. I like doing polls because it keeps things interesting. You know what I mean? It makes me play a game that I probably wouldn't have played or something like that. You know. But it also just gives it back to you. So you feel like you've had an input on this channel, which is important because, look, Classic Hits Gaming, you know, is not just about me and the game. It's about you taking the time out of your day. And I keep saying that because it's not about people watching the live stream. It's about taking the time. People, there's 4 people watching this right now, and you're taking the time out of your day to watch this live stream. And that's what it's about at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? I always love in arcade shooters just the crazy power-ups. I mean, you start off with a basic, like, beam, right? And then, like, as you go on, the more power-ups you get, if you don't fall off, the more power-ups you get, just the wilder that beam becomes. But this is also a very interesting arcade shooter because, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But the majority of arcade shooters, be it vertical or side-scrolling, are all sci-fi. Right? They're all in space and aliens and spaceships and all that kind of shit, right? All that sci-fi jazz. This is based off Greek mythology, for fuck's sake. That is quite unique. I don't think there's many side-scrollers out there like this that are actually based off Greek mythology. So you're flying on Pegasus, you're flying on a horse with Apollo. Now obviously he has some kind of like sword that can shoot, you know what I mean? But I suppose they had to, I mean it is a shooter, so they had to have something shooting. But the enemies are like undead skeletons, all like Greek myths, all like Greek fucking monsters. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, Greek monsters and Greek mythology, like Medusa, for instance, as a boss. Instead of, like, Medusa as a boss, instead of some giant spaceship. You know? So it is quite a unique arcade shooter. I like that. It's also nice to be able to sit here and play a Sega Mega Drive game that I played growing up, you know? Instead of convincing myself to play a game, you know, and lying to myself saying, oh yeah, I really like this modern game. This game is so good. I'm having so fun playing this game. And I'm really not, you know. So it's nice to be able to sit here and play a game that I actually like, that I actually want to play. Just check the live chat. You never know when YouTube decides to not show comments. Imagine even if I was doing that, there wasn't showing the comments. Maybe I'll just open it up on my other phone just to be on the safe side. Oh god, I didn't realize actually what time it actually was. Jesus, it actually got a bit late. Let me just get to the game over screen. You wouldn't normally hear me saying that. Let's get to the game over screen. But what I mean is like, I didn't realize what time it actually was. There you go. Fucking hell, oh, this is kind of annoying though. Let's get to Medusa. Let's just take out Medusa. And then we'll call it a stream. Oh, fuck. I was so close. The snake-headed biatch who goes by the name of Medusa. Finally. Okay, so we'll end it with a boss battle against Medusa herself. And they will end this session. And then later on tonight, I'm going to give you lovely people the opportunity to request a game for Classic Gaming. And the first 4 requests will get put into the game's graphics are so cool, but I admit I choose to use the game Genie with it to get for what's the game Genie? Oh, like a cheat, like Action Replay or Game Shark, that kind of jazz. Captain Beyond 777, welcome to Classic Hits Gaming. This is your home. You live here now. Of the 3 greatest decades of gaming, the 80s, the 90s, and the 90s, because we all know that modern gaming is a blight, a disease, a cancer. So let us cure ourselves from that blight with classic gaming. So yeah, this is my first session of Phelios, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'm also playing the Japanese version. This is a Japanese box, man. I love Japanese video games because they look so much fucking better. You know what I mean? The manual, let me quickly show you the manual again. It is just beautiful. It's a thing of art, to be honest with you. It's like a comic. I mean, so much color. So it's just mint condition as well. So much detail. I'm playing on the AT Games Sega Mega Drive Mini, which is pretty cool because not only does it have like Mega Drive games built in, but you can use your own cartridges as well. Region-free cartridges, I should point out. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join the live stream. Very, very much appreciated, man. Hope you're doing well. Or possibly girl. I'm just looking at the... I don't know if you're a male or female. I apologise. But nonetheless, you're very welcome to the live stream. Let's fight Medusa, because I'm so short on time right now. Medusa, you're going to have to go down. Pity I can't save my game. It would be ideal if I could. If I actually play the arcade archive version on console, I'll be able to save it though. But I wanted to play the Sega Mega Drive version. That was extremely lucky of me. I thought I was dead there for a second. So that is going to do it for my first session of Phelios, however the hell it's pronounced. Thank you all so much for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join the live stream. Very much appreciated. Hope that you enjoyed. And listen, I hope to catch you next time on Classic Hits Gaming. But until then, enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you so much for your continued support of Classic Hits Gaming. See you next time.